So
Tell us about that fancy piece of equipment sitting next to you. What is that?
Well, this at one time was a state-of-the-art digital camera. It's many would consider it sort of obsolete now, but it's what I used for all of the still life photographs in the lens work issue. It's basically just a 4x5 view camera with a digital lens and a digital back on it. The back is, most digital cameras now, they shoot one image. It captures a raw image. This back captures 3 images. It's sometimes referred to as a 3-pass camera. So it takes 3 images, one for red, green, and blue, and then it's combined into one TIFF file. So instead of having a raw file, you have a finished TIFF file. And the lens is great too. Everything's controlled. The lens is controlled from the monitor, such as the f-stop, and the exposure can be adjusted from there. There's also a video preview in this back. I never looked through the camera. I compose it on the monitor and check the lighting and whatnot that way.
And you don't need a hood.
No, oh, that's real nice too, yeah. In fact, when I'm working outside doing the desert landscapes now with a 4x5, I'm shooting film, and having that hood blow off me all the time gets really annoying. So I don't miss that with this camera. And then the lens is adjustable within 1/10 of a f-stop. So I shoot everything in RGB, and then I later convert it to grayscale in Photoshop with the channel mixer feature there. The channel mixer gives a lot of control over the tonal values when you convert it from color to black and white, as opposed to just, this is what you get, or trying to use filters. And so.
Now you mentioned you're shooting 6x17, did I hear you say?
Yeah.
So that would be film work?
Yeah. So of course, that's 2 1/4 roll film, so each frame is 6 centimeters by 17 centimeters, which is about 7 inches. So it's a big piece of film.
And what camera do you use for that?
That's the Fuji 6x17. There's only a few that make that particular format. There's like a 6x12 and a number of them. So.
And then what do you develop that in?
So far, I've only shot color for that series, so that I just send out. I do the scanning here. I have a nice scanner. I make like 700 megabyte files because the prints are going up to 60 inches. So make a big file, 16-bit depth, and so I'm always really concerned about image quality. I like the big print, just real sharp, sort of a precisionist type mentality.
When you get up to that big a print, you better have it sharp in the beginning.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you do any darkroom work any longer, or?
Yeah, just a little. As you came in, you went by my old darkroom. It's now a storage room where I have rusty cans stuffed away, among other things.
And old tortoise shells.
Yeah, old tortoise shells. I used to have a RC print processor and 2 enlargers, and I mostly use that for my commercial work. I did some fine art work with that also, but the stuff is for commercial became completely obsolete. I sold all the stuff off. The desert landscapes I'm shooting on 4x5 sheet film, black and white. I'm using T-Max 400.
What are you going to do when you run out of that?
Well, if money were no object, maybe I'd go buy a $50,000 digital setup to shoot with, and by the time they quit making film, the prices will have come down on that stuff. I think they'll be making that film for quite a while. I know they quit making the paper, Kodak did, which is fine by me. really am in love with the digital darkroom now. I print all my prints on the latest Epson printers with the archival inks. I'm very happy with that.
So you may use some of film in some of your work, but if you're going to print anything, you print it out digitally. Are you satisfied with the prints?
Oh, yeah, very happy. Yeah, you know, as I said, I use this for all the still life work that I did in lens work. As you can see, this would be a little hard to take on camping trips to the desert. I actually hadn't used it much in a long time, and it's nice to get back to kind of the basics there. So I shoot the black and white film and process it and make large scans. That it really gives me a lot of control. If there's that speck of dust on the film, I just retouch it in Photoshop now, which is so much nicer.